Right here. Go right down there. Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. I learn something new every day.
His specialty is like 80s music. Okay. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, the alarm my phone that goes off in 7 feet. I think he's on 7 down there. On 7:30 here. I think down at 4 on 7. And he has like a fit. uh, yeah.
Board of Finance shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to do for legal requirements, before we get into the regular board meeting. So would everyone please rise? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
please remain standing. May be seated. Mrs. Madison, would you do roll call, please?
Wade Beatty,
Here.
Cynthia Neal. Here. Gerald Leonard.
Here.
Graham Richardson,
Here.
Melissa Toff. Here. Monica Van Hoy. Here. Tom Checkle.
Here. We have all 7 members of the Board of Finance here this evening. We'll call this meeting to order. Board members, our first item on the agenda is to select officers for the Board of Finance.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion that we, use the same slate of officers for the Board of Finance.
I'll second Mr. Checkle.
Motion by Mrs. Neal, second Mrs. Van Hoy to have the officers of the Board of Directors serve as the officers of the Board of Finance. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Board members, you have in your packet the minutes from last year's Board of Finance meeting on January 21st, 2025. What's your pleasure?
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the Board of Finance meeting on January the 21st of 2025.
Motion by Mr. Leonard, second from Mr. Richardson to approve the minutes of the January 21st, 2025 Board of Finance meeting. Any corrections or questions? I'm terribly sorry. Thought I had that right.
That's telling you they're replaying.
Yeah, yeah. In review. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Review of our financial policies and strategies. Board members have that in their packet as well. Not much to report.
First up on the financial policies, there have been no changes to the investment income policy that you have in your packet. That's board policy 6144.
Any questions? Next on the agenda is our review of our investments. Mrs. Madison?
I will make this quick because I don't think anyone is here to see me in my presentation. Well, board members, you have this in your packet, but just a review of our investments. We only have the checking account, place and statement. There is a graph in your board pocket of 5-year history of our interest income. And also as part of the Board of Finance regulations, we have to go over the fiscal indicators by DUAB. I don't love this information. It's old and it doesn't really tell the story. This report, and it is available on the fiscal indicators page of DUAB. You can go and pull down the tab for our school. There are a lot of different choices you can make for different funds depending on what you want to see. This is all information from calendar year 24, except for the ADM includes our spring 25. This just reviews our ADM, our net assessed value, our population. There is a graph about demographics. You will see that the free and reduced lunch fell in 23-24, and that's just due to us offering community eligibility provision where everyone gets the free lunch. There's fund balances. You will see some of them will show negative for a couple years, but that's for our federal reimbursement grant. We have to spend that before we can get the money back. There's also one includes the annual deficit and surplus, which is all funds. It includes bonds, construction, everything is in that graph. Next is your fund balance as a percent of expenditures, and that is just for your education, ops, and rainy day. And then the last one is revenue by type. And you'll be able to see what I want to point out is the local tax revenue at the bottom that has gone up just a little bit in the past few years is all due to the increase in assessed value 22, 23, and 24. And then there's one for operating reference, which we obviously don't have. So, but that is there anytime you want to review it and for any school. But like I said, it doesn't tell a complete story, but we have to review it at this meeting. So there it is.
Any questions for Mrs. Madison? What's our fiscal update? Okay. Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none. The Board of Finance meeting is concluded. It's late on the other. That's okay. We get a head start. Okay. Regular board meeting for January 20th, 2026. Mrs. Madison, would you do roll call once more, please?
Wade Beatty,
Here.
Cynthia Neal, here. Harold Leonard,
Here.
Graham Richardson,
Here.
Melissa Toth, here. Monica Van Hoy, here. Tom Sheffield.
Here. All 7 members are present. I'll call this meeting to order. Board members, you have the agenda in front of you.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion to accept the agenda as presented.
I'll second. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lon.
I'll second Mr. Mason.
Motion by Mrs. Neal, second by Mrs. Van Hoy to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried 7-0. Thank you. Minutes from our last board meeting, December 16th. Correct. Board members have the minutes in your packet.
Second that, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Richardson, second by Mr. Leonard to approve the minutes from our 12/16/2025 and January 6th, 2026 meeting. Any corrections or additions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Mr. Bainey, I see we have somebody registered to speak this evening.
We do. We get to hear from Mrs. Dyer, our incredibly hardworking AES president.
I'm here on behalf of KES PTO along with Kristen. We wanted to speak tonight. Thank you for the opportunity because January is School Board Recognition Month and Appreciation Month. So we thought that it felt appropriate to take a moment of everyone's time to honor our board members for their countless hours of service and the vital behind the scenes work they do for our community. At these meetings each month, you give us, the public, what I imagine to be just a glimpse of the amount of time, research, discussion, and compromise that goes into making these difficult and sometimes seemingly impossible decisions. And this month, we wanted to recognize the things that can sometimes get lost within the bullet points. We wanted to thank you for acting as our community's voice, translating our local values into educational goals for our kids. Thank you for caring so deeply about our students and their success. Thank you for supporting and advocating for our educators. And thank you for devoting so much of your personal time and energy into making the hard decisions, especially in times like these when the decisions do seem to be getting harder and harder. Public education would simply not exist without passionate, dedicated individuals willing to serve their community. We're very lucky and very grateful. But not only that we have you guys doing that, but that you hold that position in such high regard. So truly, thank you from KES PTO, and I'm sure everyone else as well. We wanted to gift you something because January is almost over already, unfortunately. So we wanted to gift you a little something that hopefully makes you feel a little appreciated the rest of the year as well. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Oh, this is very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's great. It really is. Thank you.
We appreciate you very much too. The hard work parents and PTA and staff do for our kids. Thank you. Mr. Bainey.
We have some very special guests with us this evening. I'm going to introduce Mrs. James. If she could please come up and introduce her friends. Tonight. Don't be nervous.
All right, so this year was my 15th year teaching, and I decided to try something new. I know.
Say 15.
15. Yeah. So I tried something new, and we wrote a book and published it with this company called Student Treasures. So our book is called Welcome to Nighttown, and all of our social studies standards are so they research people, places around our town. Some of them interview family members. Some of them went to their location. So we went to the Blue River and got to actually see animals that were river. And so they did all their own research. They wrote it. They illustrated on their own. I know, right? So, they are going to tell you what their topic was.
My name is Kennedy Cox, and I wrote about the Makers Market. Something that I learned about the Makers Market is that it is open through April through December. Hi, my name is Liz, and I wrote about the cemetery. Something that I learned about the Glen Cove Cemetery is that there are 22,000 graves in the cemetery. My name is Kendall, and I learned about John Charles Duncan. Something that I learned about John is a studied kind of. My name is Griffin, and I wrote about Jonathan Knight. Something that I learned about Jonathan Knight is he has done a lot of good stuff, including being part of the Underground Railroad. My name is Ollie, and I wrote about the Hoosier Gym. And something that I learned about the Hoosier Gym. The Hoosier Gym was built in December 1921. Something that I learned about the Blue River is you can rent a canoe or a kayak and start the service.
We wrote about Charles A. Beard and Charles A. Beard School, so we have an extra copy, so I thought we would.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in. That was awesome. What are you guys coming to talk about next month?
I want to. It takes a lot of courage for this age group to come up to this microphone. I think they deserve to stand in the Thank you very much. Is that it?
Yep, I'm talking very slowly in case the people want to get up and leave at this point.
Okay.
Not that you have to. wait.
No, you're welcome to stay.
Guys, don't take this personally.
Yeah. See you later. See you later. We need to do this every.
Yep, we've got, stuff I have to follow now.
Yes.
We're gonna provide an update, this evening on what we are calling Project 27, our campus consolidation project. As you can see around the room, we have, some different renderings that are here that we are going to use to be able to talk through, this project and where we stand. I'd also like to introduce, I think most of us know, Emery Hunt from CSO is with us tonight. And Austin Bear from Meyer Nation is with us tonight. So we're going to get set up real quick. Looks a little different from out here. Okay. Brian and I are going to talk to you a little bit this evening about kind of a higher level overview of the project, where it stands. We're gonna look at the overall site and break down some of the components of that project. And Brian's going to also go through the exterior views, so that you have some reference points as to what's going where. Then Emery's going to talk more about our interior layout, and we will start simply at the left side and go all the way across, so you'll know exactly where everything will be located in the building. First up, on the overall site plan, this shows us where the existing building is and what is new build. This project is about a 50-50 breakdown of renovation of what's already existing and new build. As you can see from the site, we've also improved parking opportunities, added spots. We're going to have close to 1,100 people on this one site. We certainly needed additional parking.
The bottom right. Traditional parking. With all of our parking, people leave on the bottom left of the coast to the southwest, or the east deck. We've also added the north part of the building, back of the staff department, along with the city access spot as well. Bringing on each school, we'll have to provide that. And as you can see, also on the southwest corner, that's where the buses traffic will work in and out of the town from north and south and west side. Quite a few counties will build this talk about later, bringing the buses in and the process as well. As we go through this process, maintain from the time we have.
You'll see there are 2 new gymnasiums in this renovation and build, and we've got a pretty cool new playground that we'll talk about.
With the on screen, we did a really good job of the design team for trying to get the building to match closely as possible. I think we've done a pretty good job going through it with the brick and making it look as close as possible as we can do. If you look at the top left, pretty good match with the main entrance and the brick and so forth coming in. If you look over to the upper right hand corner for that south exterior and the elementary again, that's what the back side of the school in the southwest corner. You see the bridge that comes out to the left there, that is the elementary, two-story elementary school. The overgrade flow will be up in the top, or like this, talk about that here a little bit, upgrades will be able to make different things. Bottom left, south exterior Canadian. That south exterior Canadian is single family will be on the single family, some more things with that. Up here, what the looks like. And then the bottom right there, the deck from looking at the west side.
One of the things that we need to, we are constantly reminded of, this project is giving us what we need, not necessarily everything that we want. Staying within our budget parameters was, the utmost important. So we had to make some difficult decisions as to what we were going to include and what we weren't. But I'm pretty amazed at how well we've gotten to make sure that we've got everything that we need in order to take the next step.
Absolutely. So to actually take one step back, I want to we started working with Ted and Brian here a little over a year ago. And, from the very, very beginning, when we look back at the exterior elevations, this was always the vision of one building, one community, one school. And so that really helped inform that exterior design, make it look very cohesive. And, we knew the architecture and really make it really like one big facility rather than just selected pieces. So that really helped inform that piece. Talking about the interior floor plan just a little bit here. There we go. Oh, now I've done it. Perfect. I'm just gonna stay right where we're at. So we're gonna read from left to right to help orient everybody here today. So everything that is in gray was not touched as part of the renovation project. And then the colors that you see around, there's a split line that exists between, if you're familiar with the building, the far west side. There's 4 science labs there today. That is where the addition will happen. So that's everything there going to the west. So reading again from left to right, we have upper red. So that is the new elementary school office kind of entryway there, all in that red block cell, including new clinic, new counseling offices, new split spaces, reception and workroom for the elementary school, for that dedicated entry there. And then reading down that floor there, those are all slightly larger classrooms. There's 4 of them. Those are intended for kindergarten use. So they have a self-contained toilet inside those rooms. And then in the core, so we have a double loaded corridor there that runs both north and south. So those are some miscellaneous support spaces, some restroom, mechanical and elevator, a couple other offices and a stairwell there. And then again, going all the way now to the right, we'll start with the pink. That is the media center. So we have some images here that show the media center of what that's going to be for the elementary school. And then going down from there, we have art and music. And at the very tail end there is the gym. To touch on what Jed said, when we started this process, we learned a lot. We met with the staff at the elementary school, the intermediate school, and at the high school. And one of the things that we really learned from them was really that elementary school, the elementary school gymnasium was critically important to the project. To make it a successful project, we really needed that space. And there's just so many different activities at the elementary school uses the gymnasium for it. So that really helped us inform them. And really made it a part to figure that. So this part of the elementary school. So I'm going to go back up with that red block, which is again that on the far left side there. Going down the corridor, so that's all some additional classrooms, and that's where that split line happened there between the existing building and the new addition. And again, critical part of this project was make sure that we hit the budget, we were within the scope of the project, and so we tried our best to reuse and maximize the investment that already been there for the existing building with reusing classrooms and taking it back over that in the high school today. So everything there along that north corridor heading east is all brand new classrooms that are intended for the elementary school. It's hard to see on this plan, but on a blow up, and we can talk about it here behind you. It was very, very thoughtfully done, very intentionally done of the separation between elementary school, middle school, and high school, with some cross corridor doors that have access control on them to limit the amount of passage and limit that to only staff and people who have. So there's limited overlap there. Going to the very middle of the room today, or the middle of the floor plan, excuse me, is there's a box. So that is intended for the middle school entry for their own dedicated entry space there to get up onto the second floor. The majority of the middle school is on the second floor of the facility. But there's a new kind of renovated office space there today. If you're familiar, that's the existing guidance counselor. We had to renovate that slightly to create the sequence that is needed there to enter the building. Heading directly down from there is the existing media center today at the high school, again, to use that ethos that we created during the design process of reusing and maximizing the spaces we have. Excuse me. That is going to become the cafeteria for the elementary school. So there's some additional support spaces for a new satellite serving line that is there as well as a few other pieces and parts for the existing technology hub that exists today. Then working my way, I'm going to work backward to the left down the existing corridor with facts and ag. So we took over those spaces. Again, maximize those, just renovate the classrooms to give us some additional classroom spaces for the high school. And then all the way to the side here, going over here to the purple, so on that the far right, purple color there. That's an existing fire room today. Again, that was taken over. That is now the art room for middle school and high school use. And then all the way on the very, very bottom of the page here is that new full-size gymnasium for the high school and middle school use. Any questions about the first floor? Excellent. So the second floor is very much similar to the first. Again, as stated earlier, it is a two-story addition to connect back to the existing high school today. And again, we get started right here on the far left. Those are elementary school classrooms upstairs. And then again, there's some cross corridor doorways. The majority of the middle school core academic classrooms are just down that east-west corridor. So here on the very, very far left is two new science lab spaces, along with some additional restroom spaces there as I head the east to the right, as well as other classrooms. And then kind of there in that cool red portion, it's taking over some additional space there inside the building to create a new dedicated guidance counselor suite, office suite for the middle school, as well as here going directly south. Those were art rooms. Again, we took those spaces over here for the project to put that for academic spaces there for additional classroom spaces since that art classroom space moved to the first floor to what. Any questions on the second floor? Here real briefly, this is just showing the new playground with some of the equipment. You know, we had a very good landscape architect design this for us with a lot of real good input here from Jed and Ryan. You'll see a lot of really interesting play structures, you know, very, very different. You know, really learning about large motor skills and gross motor skills, as well as a nice resilient play surface that's out here as well. This area is fully fenced to create that separation there. You can see here to the far left is that bus lot. And then the gym is directly north toward the elementary school, as well as some hard surface play there directly adjacent to. You kind of see the four square, as well as the basketball backstop and basketball combined there. And here's a couple of quick renderings. So what we're seeing here is we have, starting on the upper left, that's the new elementary school gymnasium. One of the things that working through with Jed and Stephanie and Brian was really, you know, how do we bring that red of Knightstown in and be very thoughtful about it. Red's a really hard color to bring into it and to design with the space. So we wanted to make sure we had highlights of it and touches of it, but it wasn't so in your face. So what you're seeing there is that red stripe there on the floor, as well as some of the ductwork painted red to bring that Knightstown piece together, as well as the paw print with the K there on the wall, going directly to the right, staying on the second floor, yep. Staying up on the upper right is the elementary school cafeteria. So again, that's taking that space that is in the center of the day, installing a new wall there to create the serving area, as well as just limiting that space in place. Again, some of those touches of red and being very, very thoughtful about that. Moving back to the left, going down to typical classroom. If you're familiar with the existing high school today, that was really our jumping off point. So we tried our best to match all the existing Facebook that's in there today and really make it seem like a uniform space. That way, again, there's just a uniformity as you go through the building from elementary school, middle school to high school. And then here going to the bottom right is the new media center for elementary school. Again, being very thoughtful about that red and silvering some of those Knightstown elements in with the failure on that back wall next to those steps. New circulation desk and some of that. The one thing I would say about this is we do have some furniture in here. None of that is set in stone. We just want to give it some scale, give some context, just to kind of give an idea of that talking point of what could possibly be for all of these spaces, for classrooms, the cafeteria. With that, it looks like we got. Yeah.
One thing that I want to ask Brian to talk about briefly, one of our biggest concerns, one of our biggest hurdles, and it's been one of the biggest hurdles for the last 12 or 13 years as we've worked on this, is how do we best ensure that we are maximizing the use of our facility and doing so in a way, however, that keeps different age groups of children separated. I'm going to ask Brian to talk a little bit about kind of the innovative way that that's happening within this project.
If we look at the overall floor plan,
You can't see it from this drawing, but we have automated doors. Everything's based off bell schedule, automated doors and time clocks. With the clocks that we have in the classroom. So what we have is we have a technology that we can actually integrate those and open and close doors and unlock. What we've done, I worked with CSO and working with some of the other vendors, come up with a plan that we can use our bell schedules and our information system and put that together so that we can allow access to keep those areas, keep those duties separate. So as we walk, we'll give you an example through the Museum Elementary School. And we're getting ready to go to lunch. We can go across the north side of the building. We can travel through. We have doors that lock that first hallway that's right in the middle, let's say, have car access on both sides. Those doors are locked throughout the day. The only way to get in and out through the doors is through car access. And as we walk farther down, as we're going to lunch, we have another set of doors at the wall before you get to where the guidance, the existing guidance office is in the center top on the left side of the building there. There's another set of doors. And set of doors from the cafeteria. Those are car access also with motion detectors on them. So as the kids come through, the teacher will unlock the door, they'll open up. As the people come through, they'll do a stay open, you get a motion sensor, so they're going to keep it through from the other side. And so they have to pick the next system there with their card access, so they can go through that as we go through. The motion detector is on that. So the kids can flow through until they all get through the door, and then so there's missing students or anything like that. And then the doors close last time, and it's all done, and they're now secure into that area. So it's a pretty neat system that we kind of figured out how we can control that, control the cells. But that's what you're going to see in a lot of the buildings is the access cards, cameras, and the bell system itself, depending on whether it's 2 hours away or 4 days, kind of automate the system as to go like, for instance, the cafeteria. That's for most of it that we do. We're going to do the exact same thing that we do upstairs. We also have card access on all the elevators. We have cameras. Those are anything that you know now that we have on the two buildings that we don't see or don't know or don't know where it's going to be. So that's one of the things I'm pretty proud about is we've gone through the process that we were able to implement that. And I think we're one of the most secure things we were put in there. We'll talk a little bit about timeline. This is probably what amazes me most. We don't have to get into the little.
Thanks for having me. So yes, schedule. We plan to start in 2 weeks, February 3rd to be exact. The schedule is broken up into 5 phases. So the first phase will be the elementary school. That will be approximately a 16-month long task. The second phase is going to be the Southeast New Single Gym edition. And in the third phase, where all the interior renovations, we will really do our best to work with Brian to do a schedule that way we determine what classrooms are best to renovate in. But we will also take big advantages of the school break, spring break, fall break, winter break, and then also the summer. We will do 5 or 10 times as much work over the summer as we normally can whenever the students are out. Phase 4 is also renovation with different areas and spaces. And then phase 5 is us completing the project, miscellaneous 4-door timelines, and then we have a miscellaneous finishes. Our first formal goal is safety, with the students. Secondly, is providing a high quality of service and product for the day. And then also as we're working both outside and inside, finding minimal computer for day-to-day school and education services. The site work kind of follows along the situation of the parking lot. The site work is parking lot on the southwest side will also be one phase 1, which provides a new parking lane southeast area. And east side that will primarily be accomplishing 90% of it will be accomplished over the time. Any questions on that? Our total timeline is 19 months And we plan to officially turn over the end product to 2027 or the 2057. And we got.
Question. I see a lot of chicken heads in the back.
A lot of years.
I was writing big five or something, I wasn't taking follow, we got all of the functioning words in the moment. Okay.
There's so much. Thank you. That concludes my reports for the evening.
Thank you, Mr. Bean. What's the time frame we're gonna start pushing this out to community meetings and?
We have a promotional video and informational video that's getting final touches on it right now. We start building level meetings this Thursday at the high school. Is our first one.
Thanks. Any other questions? Superintendent? Moving on, we are to our consent agenda. Mrs. Maddox, please.
For your approval tonight, we have vouchers ranging from 436,031 to 436,213, dating back from 12/17 through today. That's $2,987,401.66. You also have a financial packet attached with 2025 cash flows for education and operations and a transfer resolution for $80,000 from education to operations. Also, you'll find a list of canceled checks. We are allowed to cancel those after 2 years as of December 31st.
Fair portion of that $2 million is paying ourselves back, correct?
A lot of that is actually our debt service payments that were due December 31st.
I see $150,000 check that tells they did. We have an overnight field trip to Cincinnati.
Actually, an out-of-state field trip.
Really?
They're not staying overnight.
Okay, out of state. Sorry.
No, I had it.
What's the board's pleasure? Motion by Mr. Richardson, second by Mrs. Van Hoy to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried 7-0. Board policy 7510. Second reading.
In your packet, you have the new policy proposal. You also have the old policy, the old administrative guideline, and the forms that were used. This is going to do a lot with increased liability protection and streamline our processes. It's much more clear than the previous policy.
This on facility usage. Who can use it, who can't. Yeah.
Either central office or either any of the buildings. They come from kind of every direction depending on what organization it is.
Motion by Mrs. Toth, second by Mrs. Neal to approve board policy 7510 on second reading, facility usage. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried 7-0. Thank you. Year-end financial report. That's you or is that Mrs. Mattis?
That is you. Yeah.
Oh, there she.
Then I got.
Brian's trying to sabotage me this evening.
This one's good.
Yeah.
Okay, as Mr. Bainey said, we do have some good news, so I'm excited to present this. So 2025 highlights, we were able to increase our cash balance. We were able to decrease our education and our operations expenditures. So that's the good news. I have a snapshot of education, debt, and operations to go through. This just kind of shows a projection over the next few years, as well as history going back to 2022. I do have highlighted in 27 and 28. I have yet to budget the transfers from education to operations to kind of see how that plays out at the end of the year. And please note that as I go through this, whatever I have in 2026 budget as expenditures is what we actually have budgeted. I have no plans to spend that, just as we did in 2025. debt service, we can only levy our debt payments. So this one is pretty straightforward. Operations, again, you'll see, I haven't projected yet the transfers for 27, 28. I think as you look at 2028, it is a little terrifying, and, please note, this is Senate Enrolled Act 1 that we're seeing put into place. 2027 will, be the start of the business personal property, elimination of anything under 2 million. And then also we will lose our PTRC from Rush County from operations, which is about $92,000. Remember, the cash balance we're looking at for 2026 will carry over to 2027. And again, we have no intention on expending all of that in 2026. This is pretty much saying the same thing. I like this slide. We work with Policy Analytics to go over our cash flow every month as well. I like this slide because if you'll see the deficit financing in 23 and 24, and then in 2025, we have a surplus. So this slide is happy. Projected cash balance, you'll see will kind of even out here in 2025, 26. Between education, operation, and rainy day. Unfortunately, our expenses will continue to grow. Again, this one shows the deficit and that we are in surplus for 2025. And should stay that way for the next few years. And then we will definitely be making changes over the next several years. This shows our net assessed value forecast. Again, you'll see in 2027, we took that bit in 2028, and we're not going to look at any growth in net assessed value until I think it's 2032. And this, I know Mr. Beatty wanted to see. In the dark here, that is our circuit breakers, which we've been dealing with for years. We know that loss is coming to our operations fund every year. We've dealt with it. Now what you're seeing is the additional unfunded credits as far as the $300 and 10% additional payment deduction. So you'll see debt right now is the orange, and then in light blue, you'll have operations. There is legislation right now being discussed to make property taxes protected, or the circuit breaker go away in debt service, so that it would only be the operations, which
Don't hold your hand on.
it doesn't help either way. We're losing money regardless, so. But this is the great property tax reform. We did receive our 1782 notice for 2026 budget. So I wanted to put this slide in here and show that, you know, look at our debt service levy and look around at the building that we are working on, and our debt service levy did not go up. So I just really wanted to point that out. It only went up about $100,000 from 2025, and that's just the 4% maximum levy for a portion of the cost after an operations for Indiana code. So I think that's great news on the budget that we're able to do what we're doing and be responsible. So not included in color, but we've come a long way, but we still have a ways to go. It's good news, but also we need to keep working on it.
Thanks, Beth. We really appreciate you doing that.
I don't know about the rest of the board, but I do. Any questions? Thanks for the good news. Even though I'm still not sure that our legislators are going to do us any favors. Okay. Enough of my politicals. Personnel report. Mr. Bean?
New employee Megan Hakes, bus driver, Dolores McShawn, activity bus driver, and KES part-time custodian. Trisha Reddick, special education aide, KES. Megan Richardson and Raymond Lacy, Pep Club aide. Change in title, Diana Haynes, KIS 3-hour line cook. And then we have Sarah Stevenson, leave of absence. And resignation, Rebecca Hunt, Randy Case, Cameron Brewer, and Damian Davis. That's the personnel report.
Motion by Mrs. Toss, second by Mrs. Neal to approve the personnel report as presented. Questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried, 7-0. Thank you. Oh, boy. Our insurance policy. Steph, give us the good news. Now you're gonna tell us our insurance.
Insurance premiums are going up, but as we compare what we see in our plan this year compared to some of the districts around us, it could have been a lot worse. So we are pretty happy about that overall. I have included in your packet the entire proposal. The last page, last two pages, I believe, are the summary of that. But I want to make sure that you have everything, all the information that you have.
About $8,600 increase.
That's correct.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised that it wasn't more than that. I mean, I kind of figured that out. It's what, like a 3.5% increase, something like that? Well, I'll tell you what, the insurance company, because of my age, have really gone up more than any 3.5%, and I'd be tickled to death if that's all it would go up, but it doesn't for me.
The board needs to take action on this.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to approve the insurance proposal 2026 as presented.
Mr. President, hold a second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Motion by Mr. Leonard, second by Mr. Richardson to approve the commercial insurance for our school corporation as presented. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. 7-0. Thank you. Any other business to come before the board? So we'll make the announcement to everyone. The board will have an executive session on February 3rd at 6 o'clock upstairs. February 3rd at 6 o'clock. Okay. Anyone in the public want to step up to the microphone and speak? Melissa?
Also, I not going to live with my mother, and they're all doing really well. They got more of them. And they graduated really well in the first year, going well with being like looking good and study abroad. So one is my mom doing. Thank you so much, Mike. So this is so thoughtful.
Two years, we've done meetings. Is it?
I don't want to rehash everything she just said, but thank you to the PTO, recognizing the work. Awesome. Thank you to Mrs. James for bringing these kids and what an amazing project. Thanks to Stephanie for her hard work on our budget. And to keep up with all the changes and anticipate what's coming next. Thanks to Brian and Jeff both for all the planning work. But I just appreciate that all of that. All done.
Oh.
Rich, you can tell that. Other than that, something?
Yeah. Well, I too want to say thank you so very much to the elementary students for the fantastic job that they did. It amazes me how these young kids can step up to a microphone and do what they do, where me as an adult, sometimes I have a tough time with it. And, you know, and this is really great. I like it very, very much. Thank you for that. And also I want to say thank you to the gentleman on the Project 27. You did a good job with it, and it's understandable, and hopefully we can get this out to the public. I was a little disappointed that everybody left tonight, because when I saw everybody, I'm thinking, my goodness, you know, we've got a good crowd that can see what's going on here, and half of
Can't
them.
let them leave.
Yeah. So anyway, but I appreciate everything on the Project 2027. And also I want to say thank you to Stephanie for all that she's done with all the numbers and everything. Appreciate her very much. And I'm so glad that she's here with us for the tough times that's going to be coming up because of the Senate Bill #1 that's taking away a lot of funds. And I'm glad Stephanie's at the wheel of that. Thank you very much. That's about all I had, Mr. President.
Monica?
Everyone, a lot of things I was going to talk about. DPO, thank you very much for the input, most importantly, thank you for what we did for our school. I do know you could all of us that activity. Cleaning, thank you, Mrs. James, thank you for your book. It has kept my son and I very busy reading it in the office many days. But we very much enjoyed. And Project 27, thank you for coming in and sharing your pictures. It brings it more to life, and it's exciting. And Ms. Madison, thank you for always being consistent and everything and taking your time back.
Grant?
I'm going to introduce things that definitely work. Many thanks and great appreciation to the PTO. Your appreciation of what we do makes your effort on opportunity. It makes this work great. And thank you for being thoughtful We had a lot of fun doing that. Meeting place, and just hold it up. Also, we can't lose it.
Thanks.
Thank you. The elementary teachers and that sort. Commented that about that with the kids. Kids coming back. As an adult, I've written enough things that just for them to do that at that stage. Someone from that work. Yeah, but they're both well, but I'm just. The team, CSO, my Nathan, walking us through what it's going to be proud of. Back, side to side, and I'm going to even take the characters to the take wait till the day we can walk through. Like that. There's not enough words to say how much team is into what I heard Brian and Greg go through that all the new take the ball out, going down, high school, like this, what and so it's not. As always, my contribution that absolutely difficult job of unbelievable file number and I know that makes one. And all of these things they make me proud of being on the board. One last thing. John, this is for Wade Beatty for last night. Brian from everybody really believe that pride, proud. There's only one thing to say. Hoosiers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up with the teamwork of this corporation that's brought this school to where it's at today. And going forward, from staff, from the kids we heard here this evening. The only thing I can say is we saw that same amount of teamwork gain success last night. Something that everyone said could not be done was accomplished. Somebody tell somebody that can't do it. Somebody show you it can be done, and this corporation has done it. Thank you. What our goal is, and that's to give our students the best we can. At least the guidance to get there on the. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the gift. Lane? With that, nobody else wants to speak? We are adjourned. Thanks for coming out tonight.